How to keep creating content when you feel disconnected from your vision, your mission, and your higher self. I was talking to someone the other day who is a spiritual guide slash psychedelic facilitator. And he said to me, Aliana, I can't create content right now because I feel like I'm not the person that I want to be. And I don't feel really connected to my mission and my vision anymore. I don't feel that I am carrying myself the way that I expect to carry myself or leading myself the way that I believe I should be in order to be worthy, I guess, of other people leading me. So it's like I feel like an imposter, but it's not really about being an expert as much as I just don't feel like I'm walking the talk, if you will. And so I don't want to create content right now because I'm not living up to my expectations. And I just don't have the excitement and my energy is off and I'm completely off. And, I said to him, I guess you haven't really understood the assignment because you're still thinking that content is something that you do just to attract an audience, just to get buyers, just to build a business or to help build a business. Because honestly, it's not necessary to build a business. But the way I look at content is before all of that, content is a method of self expression. And now, before you go thinking, this doesn't really matter right now, my higher priority is dot, dot, dot. I want you to understand something. You are a creator whether or not you create content. This is our nature as human beings, okay? We walk this beautiful line of duality between the divine and the animal, if you will. That's what it means to be a human. It's like you're both of these things at the same time. And you're going to consume whether you like it or not. Just like, you eat food and then it becomes part of your body. When you listen to things or consume things, content, ideas, conversations, videos, music, books, whatever it may be, any form of information or sensory input, any kind of input that goes into your mind becomes part of your mental body. So you're consuming it. But what happens if you're consuming, eating, and you're not exercising? You don't have a form of output. What happens? You become sluggish, you become hazy, you become tired, and the information that is in your mind, it just becomes this disorderly space. You don't have a way of organizing it. You don't have a way of processing it. You don't actually know what you think and how you feel because you haven't taken the time to create. You need to create for you first and foremost. You need to create for your well-being as a creator before you even think about what it means from a business perspective or marketing or building an audience and all of these things. Of course, these things matter, of course. But first, for you, there has to be a way for you to process all of this. It just makes you a more refined human being. And in fact, if you were to create, that might contribute, I know actually, it will contribute to you feeling better and reconnecting with your vision and mission and reconnecting to who you know yourself to be and all of those things. It's just that you're attached to an outcome. You want to create a beautiful, excellent, perfect piece of content that you think is going to be a good representation of who you are. And because you don't feel you have it in you right now to do that, you hold yourself back and you say, I'm going to wait until a perfect moment in the future when all the stars aligned and I'm somehow going to be able to summon this perfect piece of content. And until then, there is no point in creating. But like I said, if you don't do that, you end up with a messy existence, and at least an internal existence, which will manifest as a messy external existence. So you want to first order your consciousness by creating, write, speak, or create, whatever it may be. But I prefer speaking and writing because communication is a very simple way of expressing. I mean, of course, you can express yourself through dancing or any other forms of expression. Any kind of creation is a self-expression. But speaking and writing, really, highly recommended. But do it for yourself first. Even if it means sitting in front of a camera and speaking to it, knowing you're not going to publish that video. You're just trying to get to what's happening here. Listen to yourself as though you're listening to a friend that you're trying to get to know. No judgment, just purely listening and being present. I promise you, content creation is a healing modality. It's a modality for self-discovery. It's a form of self-expression. It is so much more than one of the ways that you can market yourself. And then if you do this as a practice, if you always create, if you familiarize yourself with the pen or the pencil or the keyboard or the camera or all the above, first of all, you will develop a practice, which will make it so much more enjoyable. You'll learn what works for you and what doesn't. So that fear of hitting the record button, it'll get better eventually. And then if you do this consistently, there will be some pieces there that will be good enough by your standards, no matter how high they are, good enough to publish. And you're so much more likely to create something good if you do it this way. I'm not really sure what's, oh, sorry about that. We have 3 cats and they're always present somewhere in the background. Anyway, there will be a great piece of content amongst the many, many pieces of content. I don't know what to call them. Conversations, expressions, whatever you want to call them. So instead of waiting to feel like you are the person that you imagine you should be, which, by the way, how do I say this? That day will never come. No matter how much you work on yourself, no matter how much you embody who you know yourself to be, there's always going to be a push and pull. We're always existing in the push and pull. There's always the expansion and the contraction. There's nothing wrong with that. That is exactly how we're supposed to be. That's exactly where we're supposed to live. So you're always going to be there anyway. So there will never be a point in time where you'll feel, if you embody the next level, at that level, you'll be thinking of a higher / next level of yourself, which means you will again feel like you're not good enough. And so you'll never create. So make the time to create for you, to understand yourself, to process what's going on within yourself. And from those pieces, there will be some good pieces that you will hopefully feel are good enough to share, or they will give you so much insight and clarity and healing and support that it will be inevitable that you'll get back on track and you'll be able to create. And I want to leave you with this. If you're right now feeling like you don't remember why you started this journey in the first place and you're not feeling the same way about it anymore, even the best relationships, after some time, it happens that you don't feel the same spark. That doesn't mean that it's doomed or there's something wrong with it or you've made the wrong choice or none of that. You have to do something, or you can choose to do something if you care about it, and create the space for magic to happen again, for the spark to happen again. But it doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with you or with the other party. And with your business, with your vision, with your mission, with your story, it's the same thing. So that's it. That's my message for today. Go out there, wherever you are, talk to yourself. I promise you, it'll be one of the best habits that you can implement in your life is to talk to yourself consciously, to really listen to yourself and to process what's going on here. And if anything, as a way of creating more wellness and mental fitness and emotional fitness in your life. And it's got nothing but upsides in my book. I hope this helps someone out there to reconnect with their vision, their mission, or the thing that they love most or loved most at some point, to know that there is nothing wrong with you if you're feeling this way, and to change the way you look at content creation and understand that it's really about you first and foremost, because what you put out there, your content creation, your presence on social media is really nothing but an extension of who you are in your life. So focus on this first, and then the reflection will come later. All right, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.